Moving on to week 5, on Monday, I'll carry on with the PNF stretching from week 3, but I will try and stretch further per hold. This is because I will have increased my flexibility enough in order for me to do PNF stretching without injuring myself. I'll also do some exercises on balance, as being balanced whilst on the rocks is an integral part of being able to climb high and finish courses. Some of the exercises I would do to improve my balance will be tandem standing, single leg standing, and also lunges. To conclude the session, I will do a few exercises using grip dynamo to ensure I'm constantly working on my grip. On Wednesday, I would administer a session purely based on agility. I'll continue to do the agility exercise from week 4, but with increased reps and sets to continue progressing. I'll also add in some exercises as I'm only doing agility in this session. These exercises I'll add on will include side-to-side toe touches, lateral lunges, and skaters with toe taps. I would also do a hangboard exercise to finish off the session to keep working on my grip. On Friday, I will do a core strength session, muscular strength, and a grip dynamometer exercise to finish off. I'll work on my core strength, increasing the sets and reps from week 4 to make sure I'm constantly developing this. However, this will be mainly maintenance of it, as I already had a good core. Some of the exercises I'll do will be abdominal curls, crunches on a plank. In this session, I will also work on muscular strength as well as some grip dynamometer exercises to finish off. I'll start to do more exercises as I will have hopefully improved my overall physicality to be able to do so. Some of the muscular strength exercises I will do will be mostly upper body, as these are the muscles required the most when climbing. I will do push-ups, bicep curls, military press, and also some Smith machine exercises, as I will increase the sets and reps from when I first did a muscular strength session in week 4. To conclude the session, I will do a few exercises with a grip dynamometer to ensure I'm constantly working on my grip. Finally, to conclude the week, I will do a skills-based session on Sunday, mainly focusing on using toes to get onto rocks, as I was good at this, but I could still improve and get even better, which means I can focus more on other things, as this is a skill that if you're good at it, you don't need to look at your feet, and this enables you to think a step ahead. Receiving tips from an instructor and also getting a visual demonstration would aid my learning of this particular skill. Moving on to the final week for bouldering, which is week 6. In the final week of the development plan for bouldering, I will have a Monday session that is jam-packed of exercises, as I will be at my strongest throughout the development plan by this point. The session will include agility exercises, muscular strength exercise, and a hangboard exercise to finish off. I'll continue to do agility exercises from week 5, but with increased reps and sets to continue progressing. On Wednesday, I'll do a session. I will administer a session purely based on agility. I'll continue to do agility exercises from week 4, but with increased reps and sets, and to continue progressing. I'll also add in some exercises I am only doing an agility session. These exercises will include side-to-side toe touches, lateral lunges, and skater toe taps. I will do a hangboard exercise to finish off to ensure that I'm constantly working on my grip. On Wednesday, I will then do a session consisting of more activities than prior weeks, as I will be at my optimal capacity in terms of overall strength. I will do a core strength session, balance and muscular strength, and to finish off with a grip dynamometer exercise. I will work on my core strength, increasing the sets and reps from week 5 to make sure I'm constantly developing this. I'll also do some exercises on balance, as being balanced whilst on the rocks is an integral part of being able to climb high and finish courses. Some of the exercises I will do to improve my balance will be tandem standing, single leg standing, and also lunges. In this session, I will also do some muscular endurance exercises in this session. For this, I would do pull-up intervals to isolate the muscles in the forearm, dips and plank rows. With the pull-up intervals, I should hopefully be able to do more sets and reps than when I first did muscular endurance exercise in week 1. On Friday, the session will consist of PNF stretching and muscular strength. I'll carry on doing PNF stretching from week 5, but I'll try and stretch further per hold. This is because I would have increased my flexibility enough for me to hold the PNF stretches for longer without injuring myself. Finally, I will have a muscular strength session as well later on in the session. All exercises will be focused on upper body strength as this is the part of your body that you use the most when bouldering. I will do push-ups, bicep curls, military press, and also some Smith machine exercises. I'll increase sets and reps from when I first did muscular strength session in week 5, and the last day of development plan for bouldering will be entering a junior competition in bouldering in order to compete and try and put all the skills I've acquired to test against others. I will enter the competition, see how well I do in an actual competitive environment, and also use the experience gained for future events. Next we'll look at the development plan for sailing. Week 1 will consist of a Monday session, which is just a one-to-one session with a trained instructor going over some techniques that are essential when first starting up a boat. I will do a one-to-one session to ensure that I have all the instructor's attentions that are specifically focusing on me and my ability, so I gain more out of the session. On Wednesday I will attend an open session at the lagoon, where it's an event where anyone can turn up, all ages and abilities, hire kit and go out onto the water with an instructor which can still give you tips on how to improve, but obviously there's lots of people there as well, so they won't have as much time to focus on you, not as well as a one-to-one session. Friday session will consist of some agility and flexibility exercises in the gym. The agility exercise will be plyometric agility hurdles, speed, ladder agility drills, and the flexibility exercise will be standing hamstring stretch, tricep stretch, and the frog stretch. Sunday's session will be an open water session where I'll go down to the marina by myself in an open water, hire a boat, and I'll do this just to ensure I'm practicing the skills that I've been acquiring from the instructor and put them to practice there. Week 2 will begin with a taster session on Monday, where I will visit a taster session at the marina where they will have lots of instructors and individuals to work with. I will do this to make sure I'm working with people to improve my teamwork, as sailing involves good teamwork and communication to be successful in it. On Wednesday I will attend an open water session where I'll go down to the marina by myself again and just ensure that I'm practicing all the skills that I've acquired from the instructor. Friday session will consist of me watching footage of my previous sessions and also watching videos of other people and instructors teaching skills. I will do this to make sure I have a visual representation of my strengths and weaknesses through watching myself and evaluate them, and so then I know what to work on the next time I have a session. Sunday will be an open water session where I'll go down to the marina by myself in open water. I'll do this just to ensure I'm practicing skills that I've obviously been watching on videos and stuff like that, and from instructors. Week 3 will begin with a Monday session which will consist of agility and flexibility exercises in the gym. The agility exercise will be plyometric agility, plyometric agility hurdle, speed ladder agility drills, and the flexibility exercises standing hamstring, tricep stretch, and frog stretch. In this week I will increase the reps and sets I did from week 1. Wednesday session, which is just a one-to-one session with a trained instructor going over some techniques that are essential when first starting up the boat. I'll do a one-to-one session to ensure that I have all the instructor's attention and they're specifically focusing on me and my ability, so I'll gain more of the session. Friday session will be an open water session where I'll go down to the marina by myself in open water. I will do this to ensure I am practicing the skills that I've been acquiring from the instructor and put them to practice. On Sunday I'll enter a junior beginners competition. I'll do this to test myself on the skills that I've been trying to improve on and to see how I get on with competing with others. Week four will start with a one-to-one session on Monday. The session, which is just a one-to-one session with a trained instructor, going over some techniques that are essential when first starting up the boat. I'll do a one-to-one session to ensure I have all the instructors' attention, and they are specifically focusing on me and my ability, so I get more out of the session. Wednesday will be an open session at the Brighton Marina. It's an event where anyone can turn up, all ages and abilities. You can just hike it and go out, and there'll be an instructor which can give you tips but how to improve. But obviously there'll be a lot of people there, so they'll be trying to branch out all their attention on lots of different people, so you won't get as much help. On Friday, I'll administer some quick agility and flexibility exercises in the gym. The agility exercises will be tuck jumps and plyometric jumps, and the flexibility exercises will be standing hamstring stretch, tricep stretch, and frog stretch. In this week, I'll increase the reps for the agility exercises. I would increase the reps and sets from what I did in week 3. On the final day, which is a Sunday, for week 4, I will have an open water session where I'll go down to the marina by myself in open water and try to practice the skills that I've been learning. Week 5 will begin with a Monday session, which is an open water session at the lagoon, where it's an event where anyone can turn up, all ages and abilities, hike it. And there'll be an instructor who can give you tips on how to improve, but there'll be lots of people there as well, so they'll have to branch out all their attention to other people, so you won't get as much help. Wednesday session, I'll administer some agility and flexibility exercises in the gym. The agility exercises will be tuck jumps and plyometric jumps, and I'll increase the reps of those tuck jumps, plyometric jumps from week 4 to ensure that more is progressing. And also the same for the flexibility exercises, such as the standing hamstring stretch, tricep stretch, and frog stretch. I'll also increase the reps for them, the reps and sets from what I did in week 4 to ensure that more is progressing. On Friday session, I'll do a one-to-one session. On Monday, the session which is just a one-to-one session with a trained instructor going over some techniques that are essential when first starting up the boat. I will do a one-to-one session to ensure I have all the instructors' attention. They're specifically focusing on me and my ability, so I gain more out of the session. Sunday session, I'll have an open water session where I go down to the marina by myself in open water and practice all these skills that I've been taught throughout the development plan so far. And the final week, which is week 6, it will begin with a flexibility and agility session. This will have some agility and flexibility exercises in the gym. In the agility exercise will be tuck jumps and plyometric jumps, and the flexibility exercises will be standing hamstring stretch, tricep stretch, and frog stretch. In this week, I'll increase the reps and sets I did from week 5. And Wednesday session, which is just a one-to-one session with a trained instructor going over some techniques that are essential when first starting up the boat. These will be lots of different techniques, as when sailing you can't specifically just do a session on just one technique. You kind of have to do an overall session on all the different techniques, and obviously it'll be a one-to-one, so I'll have the instructor's attention and they'll be specifically focusing on me and telling me what I'm doing right and what I can improve on. Friday, I'll go to an open session at the marina where it's an event and anyone can turn up, all ages or abilities, hike it and go out to the water. There'll be an instructor who can still give you tips on how to improve, and there'll be lots of other different people to help you work on teamwork and communication when sailing. But obviously with the instructor, they will be trying to help as many people as they can, so they won't be focusing on just you as opposed to a one-to-one session. And on the last day of the development plan, I will enter another competition similar to the one I entered in week 3, in hope to see improvement and compare my performance in the competition at the end of week 3 to the one in week 6.